Hi guys, I'm Drew Miller. Thanks for coming out. Guess I'll start off by telling a little bit about myself. I'm not an idiot. Having said that, I did fail kindergarten, which is exactly how I think my teacher broke that news to my parents. Like, Mr. and Mrs. Miller, your son is not an idiot, per se, but he did fail kindergarten, and I'm not even sure how that's possible. What I'm saying is, you probably should have worn a condom. He's going to be a burden on society for his life. So my mom, she like sat me down and she's like, hey Drew, buddy. Remember how it was like so hard for you to make all those friends this year? and then you made all those friends? Well, they're going to be moving on to first grade. But here's the thing, buddy. You're special. and so like we're gonna send you to a special class for special kids, and it's an experimental pilot program called Transitional First Grade. And I'm like, oh my god. Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? Are you even serious right now? Let me get this straight, Mom. I'm gonna have to leave my friends and go with the special kids to an experimental pilot program? I'm going to learn how to fly airplanes? That is amazing! I'm only 5 years old! This is the greatest day of my life! Bring back our memories. Alright, here's the thing. Back in 1985, special was a good thing, okay? Mr. Rogers told us every day how special we were. Here's the other thing. I clearly had no idea what transitional meant. I thought it was like a cross between two words, like tremendous, exceptional, transitional. So that summer I had to break the news to my friends, and I'm like, guys, you're gonna have to carry on without me. Your very own Drufus has been accepted to transsexual first grade, and yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I think I'm gonna learn how to fly airplanes. I haven't really nailed down the whole logistics of it all. I don't know what's gonna happen. But what I'm saying is that then I kind of pulled a Humphrey Bogart on them. I'm like, where I'm going, you can't follow. What I've got to do, you can't be any part of. Well, gentlemen, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of first graders don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Somebody will understand that. Now, here's looking at you, kids. My dad's like, okay, Drew. You don't want to make it sound like you're bragging. I mean, seriously, you don't want to make it sound like you're bragging. So on the first day of school, they sent in a bus to come and get me, and it was a fuel-efficient, compact bus. And we're going to school, and all of a sudden, the regular kids in the regular bus pull up next to me, and they're pointing out the window at me. And my bus driver's name was Renee, but I thought she said grenade. And you know she never once corrected me. Not once that entire year. And so I see the regular kids pull up next to me, and I'm like, they're pointing at me, I said, look at the grenade! Look at all the regular kids pointing at me in the regular school bus. Do Do you think they realize that they're not special? Do you think they even comprehend the reality of the situation? That they're riding public transportation while I'm here in my golden chariot with you, Grenade, as my chauffeur. And Grenade's like, I think they know you're not one of the regular kids. So we go to school, and while the regular first graders are in regular first grade, learning about, I don't know, diphthongs and binomials, I was in transitional first grade, becoming a connoisseur of Mr. Sketch markers. Light blue, how I love your fragrance. Is that pear with notes of radish? My teacher's like, Drew, that is turquoise, and what you're smelling is mango. I'm like, oh, of course it is. Come here, orange. I think I smell, orange? She's like, that is correct. And I'm like, yes! That's so smart. And I felt like our little special class was like a shining beacon of what the regular kids could accomplish, you know, if they put their mind to it. And every once in a while, in fact, I would see the regular teachers walk the regular kids by our class as a way to motivate them. And they'd say things like, you better settle down and pay attention. This is where you could end up. And I would say, you can do it, regular kid! If you set the bar low enough, you will always accomplish your goals. We've got a seat right here for you in Transitional first grade. So things were going well. I mean, I hadn't, drove an airplane yet, but I thought we were getting to that point. And one day, this goofy kid, Mikey, runs up to my teacher's desk and he whispers something in her ear. And I look over at my teacher and I see her go, oh my God. All right, everyone line up. So we lined up and she marched us down the hall and she made us stand against the wall. We're like, what is going on here? Well, all of a sudden she takes Mikey by the hand and she goes in the boys' bathroom with Mikey. And then we're listening and we hear her go, no, Michael, take off your underwear. And we're all like, oh my gosh, Mikey pooped his pants. And I'm like, oh man, you guys, can you believe it? There's a guy in our class who pooped his pants. And they're like, wait a minute. Oh my God, we're in a class with a guy who poops his pants. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys, when one of your peers soils themselves, oh man, does it fuck with your ego. And that's when I first realized, maybe this whole special business didn't have the connotation for which I'd become accustomed. And so I went home and I told my dad, I'm like, something's wrong here, Dad. Mikey pooped his pants today. My dad is infinite wisdom is sitting on his little couch. And he's like, well, son, did you poop your pants? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, as long as you don't poop your pants, you will always be better than those who do. You know what? He's right. Let's face it. It's difficult to redeem yourself once you shit your pants. We all know it. So, but that didn't make me feel any better. I was like, I'm not supposed to be here, so I'm trying to convince my teachers and my parents, hey, you guys made a mistake here. Here's the problem, though. Everything I did kind of reinforced the idea that I probably should be there. For example, one winter day, my mom's like, hey, go upstairs and get ready for school. don't forget to put a sweater on. And I'm like, I'm not putting on a sweater. And she's like, no, you're putting on a sweater. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And she's like, yes, you are. So I went upstairs, and I put on a sweater, and I put on 11 more on top of it. I looked like a mummy about to be crucified. I walked downstairs, and she let me go to school like that. I don't know what my end game was. I hadn't really thought it out. And, what were they going to do? Like, I get to school, the administrators would be like, Mrs. Miller, did you realize your son was wearing 12 sweaters? How dare you care about the welfare of your child? So, they say that if you want to stay warm, you should dress in layers. And they're right. So it was getting hot, and it got especially hot when I was in gym class. And so I went over to my gym teacher, and I'm like, hey, do you mind if I take off my 12 sweaters? And I said it loud enough so that every one of my classmates could hear that I was protesting the tyranny that I was living under with my mother. And then all of a sudden, my teacher goes, Drew, why are you wearing 12 sweaters? When you knew it was gym class day? And at that moment, I hear Mikey, the kid who shit himself, say, oh my God, we're in a class with a guy who wears 12 sweaters. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is